a hugely disappointing afternoon.
It's always usually disappointing, isn't it, when you've got beat and you have a few fans come all this way. And I didn't think the lads. It wasn't that they didn't put in the effort. Just on the day, we didn't have the ability to create enough chances to stop their chances on the day. And another day, who knows? But today was Carlisle's day, and we didn't start very well. I thought for the first 25 minutes we were absolutely poor, very, very poor, and they got their noses in front, as it were, and we couldn't wrestle it back. At half time, they all probably already felt they'd won it, 3-0 up. We give it a bit of a go, but there wasn't enough quality on the day to go and get a goal or two.
It's always going to be a mountain to climb, isn't it, when you go 2 down after 20 minutes somewhere like this?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, 1 down after 5 minutes, wherever it was, and we know that they're always there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Keith's had a few seasons now where he's built his squad and able to have kept his squad, and they're ahead of us in their building, it looks. But we've got to keep going, and I've got to keep trying to improve the squad, which improves the team if we can, and see where we get to. But today was unfortunately a poor performance for certainly the first half anyway.
Have you learnt a bit more about a few players today?
Well, you learn about them all the time, but then they change your mind after a good result. You get a good result, and then you get a bad one, and that's how it is. You've got to try and they all know that I was disappointed. They all know they've got to watch their individual video, so the individual bits that they've done or not done, as the case may be. And I think a lot of them will see that they didn't do enough early enough to have kept us in the game or got the game back.
Recruitment wise, and I've got to ask the question, you said before like 2 or 3, is it still 2 or 3, or do you think it needs a bit more?
Well, yeah, I can understand why you asked the question once you've got beat 3-0 and you're asking yourself that when you're standing out in the technical area, but you may or may not be able to do that. All I can do is try and improve where I think we can improve, and then hope that we get a result and we're back to needing 1 or 2 again.
Is anything quite close, do you feel? Are you close to getting something over the line maybe?
There might be, yeah, there might be, but we don't know just yet. I mean, it's only a week till the end of the windows, but that last week can feel like a month, because still people have got to make decisions on certain players, and there's still a merry-go-round where people have got to leave before they let, that sort of stuff. They're waiting for somebody to sell somebody so they can buy them, so that somebody else can come in. There's all sorts of things going on, so we just have to try and be patient a little bit, and get what we want when it becomes available.
Been a bit of talk about whether the window should be shut before the season starts. Do you think it should be?
Well, it's not a question really for me right now, after we just got beat 3-0. Do you know what I mean? But I've got no real feeling of it. I think at the end of the day it just means that managers and scouts will have to be working even harder earlier. I think people will still leave it to the last minute, although it won't impact on the league itself. But I don't know. I think people will adjust whatever happens. But for me, I've got no major thoughts on it really.
Okay. Now attention will turn now to Wednesday and the big game against West Ham, and how do you? They shouldn't need lifting, should they, to go out there and play West Ham on Wednesday?
No, I mean, I'm sure we'll give a good account of ourselves Wednesday. It's a different type of game, different type of mentality, different mindset with the players. There's nothing to lose. No one expects them to win the game, and they just might relax a little bit. But and the hardest part will be picking the team for the game, because there was only 1 or 2 really that came out of any sort of credit today.
What especially disappointed you about today? Was it Was it defensively? Was it
I thought
goal threat?
no, we defend well, both of those.
Yeah.
But early on, when you want to stay in a game, especially up at Carlisle, you have to be strong defensively as a team, and we wasn't. You know, they won the first from the corner, they won the seconds. There was 2 of us lying on the floor when the first one went in. You know, and it was a little bit. We were having to throw ourselves to stop the goals going in, if you like. You know, and as I say, I thought that they wasn't not trying, but it was just a naivety here today, and that made them look clever, and that was what happened all day, and that's why we got beat 3-0.
Thanks, Gary.
No problem. Thank
Gary,
you.
they're obviously a good team, Carlisle, but do you think if you're at it, you can compete with that? Because they're expected to be up there this season, aren't they?
Yeah, I think things happen, don't they? Momentum changes, you know, situations happen that either pick you up or pick another team up, do you know what I mean? And today the goal early for them settled them down straight away, and they got their game going before we could get anywhere near our game. And then the second one came, and I thought the third one come when we was just about trying to get back in the game, when we had a couple of little half chances. So yeah, no, listen, I've been in football long enough to know that 3-0 today, it might not be the same result tomorrow if you played the same game. So that's what I'm hanging my hopes on, and using my experience to say, we're going to lose some games. These are a top team here, as they always are. Brilliant that the supporters turned up, came all this way. We know how far the journey is, but I didn't think their team didn't try today. But it was just a lack of defensiveness and attackingness, if that's a word. It probably isn't, but that's what we needed. We needed a little bit more in both final thirds.
Yeah, I'm sure you're relieved to see Kevin Dawson get on. Not in the ideal circumstances, but he's back, he's fit.
Yeah, and obviously within all that, Matty Bowyer makes his debut at centre back for the 7 minutes. I just thought I'd get that out of the way for him, so he ain't got to be nervous when it does come round. And I was trying to get him on for the corner, but the ref wouldn't let us bring him on. He wasn't quite ready. So yeah. So at the end of the day, I made those decisions. That what was the first thing you said?
About Kevin Dawson getting on the
Kevin
pitch.
Dawson.
Yeah.
No, that's nice. I'm pleased he's got through it. He's now available. You see a couple of little cameo things that he done. He's an hard worker. He likes to tackle, and he can help in raising the team's energy.
Yeah, Harry Pell came off. Was there any injury worries, or was it just because he'd been booked? And
No, I just didn't think he was producing anything. I mean, it could have been any one of 11 really, but I wanted to bring Dawson on, so somebody had to come off. I know, and then I wanted to bring Brian Graham on just to get the pace of it all. And Winnie had a knock anyway. He'd had a knock, but neither of those two, and I've told them, so I'm not talking out of school, did enough for their ability. And we need them, and we need the defenders defending, the midfielders creating things and winning things and creating things, and you need your strikers at the other end scoring goals. It's not rocket science, but at the same time, you've got 11 players on the opposition that's trying to stop you do that, and stopping you do that, and they did it better today.
Yeah, it's the first time Mo hasn't scored, but he did show a few little flashes of brilliance, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. We didn't have enough of the ball. We couldn't get the ball to him enough. There wasn't, especially in the first half. He nearly got in a couple of times, and he was just offside, and it was quite tight. But he's still a threat. He's always going to be a threat. We just got to make sure that the other parts of the field we're better.
Yeah. Final one for me, Gary. Have you been given indications that you might be given some extra cash, because obviously everyone knows the West Ham game's on TV? Has it made a direct impact on what you might be able to bring in the next week?
Well, it can do if you can identify somebody that you can spend cash on, because if you go and spend cash on somebody that's available now, his wage is going to be above our, what they call it, the fair play stuff. So don't matter how much cash you got, you can still only use part of what you got in, and that's how it is. If you look at Carlisle, and I don't know what their crowd was today,
Just under 5,000 today.
yeah. So you know, theirs is double near enough our crowd, and so therefore they'll have double what we have. It's not so much bringing players in, it's keeping players. You know, they've got players in there and that they can keep year in, year out and build around them. Whereas, you know, we can't quite do that. But that was nothing to do with what happened today. Today was just about that 11 out there being second best to Carlisle.
Yeah. Cheers, Gary.
No, thank you.